let's try that again. Test 1, test 2. All right, mic check, mic check. I see the equalizer coming up here now, so we should be good. Welcome aboard. Good morning, everybody. Got a little moonshot, just showed up here. Got full auto turned on now. It is 9:04 a.m. And we're gonna let the I'm gonna let the tools do the work here. First thing to get things going here this morning. I'm gonna go up top here and remove some of my old drawing objects. And let's get some of the chat. We are about 25 minutes from the US Open. All right, so we've got, I'm going to have some new layouts here for the live stream. So in the next couple of days here, you'll see a few changes there. We'll be making use of more of the full auto systems here on the live streams. Okay, PRZ cross here. I'm going to add to that position here real quick. I'm going to put the stop back behind the PRZ. We're currently neutral, so don't like that. We have been on the buy side. We came in, touched red once, so I was hoping for a red rover where we get some big long plays here, but potentially not. This looks really gnarly here with the potential middle finger play right there. You can stick a kind of like the market kind of did a little whoops, kind of don't think so. And we had two ready ups there. There's a third, so I also need to be concerned, is this a triple ready up for a reversal? Markets currently kind of did this dive bomb overnight, and then we are doing this number here. So if we have some more continuation, we will be ready for that. We've got prior low up above us, prior close. Looks like I'm about to get stopped out here for my first plays here. Yep, so stopped out. That is it's actually 3 back to back, interestingly enough. Oops. A rare 3 cadence in the morning. So I am going to be loading the boat. on the next play. Big 15s. There we go. All right, getting the electronic coins reset there. All right, don't forget trading is risky and all that business. Let's scroll out here to look at the big picture. Let's check the news. Currently 9:09, about 20 minutes before the US Open. (9:25) BOE Governor Bailey speaks, and they've marked that red. So right before the open, got some chatter. 9:45 green, same person, chatter. Okay, so we have some news to get things going here. Then we've got our classic 10 a.m. and 10:15. So hopefully that gives us some nice volatility today as well. Let's see. I say that was a sell-off overnight, but it was not. This was... That was yesterday. There's midnight. Okay. Yeah, no, it was a drop. It was a good drop overnight. Double ready up. Behind. Let's see if we can get my short keys to work here this morning. Speaking of short keys, should go through my checklist here. We got a 3 wise men short here. One, two, three. Kind of a fourth there, but that's a very classic looking 3 wise men. And we, well, I was about to say, and the MAC VU is red and it just shifted back to neutral. So we'll see if this one is getting me caught up here. I'm going to stick this behind the second cross here. We are sitting in the middle of the flat zone area, just noticed. So probably should not be taking that. I might be bailing early on that one there. Not really paying attention to that first set there this morning. Don't know that that coffee's kicking in quite yet. Good morning, good morning. Other things to check here while we're going down the checklist. Make sure we got real-time protection turned off. So our video game is running at its peak. $26. Thank you, sir. Oh, we're very tight there today. 26R. Thank you for that, my friend. Looks like I might get stopped out here for my second play here on the 3 wise men. Can always re-enter if we come back down through that area, but going to take a tight stop out there. We're about 14 ticks there. If we stop out, it's right back behind that white cross there. All right, so no bueno on those first two. And serves me right for literally taking plays right in the flat zone. We are in the flattest of the flat there. Should have made a note of that before I started taking those plays there this morning. A little bit too FOMO jumping the gun here on the first 2 plays. So that is 2 reds here for me there to start off the morning. 2 quick stop outs. So we'll see how things go here. Three wise men and a moonshot sitting in the flat zone. You guys tell me to stop doing the nonsense. Hey Vinny, how about don't take the plays in the flat zone? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Whoops. All right, so we're gonna remove some drawing objects from the highest time frames here and look to see where we're at here. So while I say that moonshot was a bad one, what do you guys think? You think I should mark that as a winner instead of a loser? Depends on how you measure that out there. The stop out definitely was a stop out before it comes up here. Well, we haven't hit the target yet, so I guess we can't call it either way. If it gets to target, I guess that's my question. If it hits the target, should I keep this marked? So this is a 3 cadence, or is this a 2 cadence, which is typical for a morning? What do you guys think? Very odd one to try to measure that out there. What I want to see is, do I need to be... This is a very interesting ready up. How do you read the up move? It was definitely an up move. Got a clean ready up behind it, but these overnight 5 a.m. came in. There's your close ones right back to back. Got the trap, the move up, but overnight at that time isn't as important for the open. Yeah, just mark it as loser. And who doesn't like a 3 cadence? You know what I mean? Yeah, price broke the enigma 100%. So we'll count it. So 1, 2, a 3 cadence. So yeah, I definitely want to get loading the boat there. Okay, so market prep here. As far as our time, it's 9:18. We got about 12 minutes to the open. Let's see, let me get the chat on the window here. James says, so are you just trading YM now because NQ is a bit too fast for you? You know, people and their words and the way that they say things, you know what I'm saying? Are you just... Okay, so there's project manager word, just. The word just. Only. You're just... So we start out with the project manager wording. And then it's too fast for you. Oh, that's cute. Meanwhile, also revealing that this person supposedly knows some things, but also doesn't, because we have mentioned this numerous times over multiple live streams over the last month and a half. But shows up today and is like, hey, must be too fast for you, right? Oh, well, tell me, how's project manager life working out for you? Yes, they already start you out by reducing your status with the first sets of their words. Well, it's just some code. I mean, you just gotta get some code on it, right? Right, guys? It's just all you gotta do is, that's another one. I mean, all you gotta do is throw some code together, right? It's just code, right? It's just some if then else statements, guys, right? You heard that yesterday in an email? Yeah, they blew you. It's just, you gotta, you know, just need to, you just da-da-da-da-da. Let me, yeah, you should have thrown in the buzzword cloud with it. How about AI? Just say AI. And then, oh, you know, AI. You know, it's just AI. You know, it's just AI. It's dumb code, you know. It's just what is the date? Today is the 22nd. So through the end of the month here, we will be running the RTY or the DAO to slow things down, not for me, for you. And you're gonna be like, oh, well, see, it's for you. Yeah, but no, it's actually from me to you. There's a exchange of direction. You kind of need to know the froms and the tos. Those are important, but it's me doing it for you. It is for me to teach for you. It's just code. Anyone can do it. Please don't give space to the trolls. I know, especially when I'm coming in here early and I'm tired. Thank you for that reminder. Project manager says, if you don't do a good job, I'm going to I'm going to lose my job. Yeah. Oh, Eddie did the perfect combo. Blockchain, AI, cloud. Oh, this guy's a project manager extraordinaire. Please tell me more. Step back. 7 minutes to the open here. All right, we are coming off of that flat zone. That's good news. Yeah, what is that? What do you call PTSD for project managers? Is it PTSP? Just code the W3 AI blockchain cloud, bro. Yeah. Yeah. It's just Web3 AI blockchain, bro. PTPMS. Oh my. Oh, okay. Well, it's getting spicy now. We got it ready up. Under 200. The cleanest one to read up here is going to be off of the 4s. So let's move here real quick and take a peek what I'm talking about. That is the cleanest looking ready up I've ever seen. Am I right? So we went over this Friday. Did a ready up read through. If you guys didn't see that video, go check it out. I got some feedback in email that this may not have been as clear as I expected it to be, which I mean, I'm gonna address project managers again. It's odd to me that, and maybe for people who have never traded before or don't know what the goal of trading is, but to be able to find pivot points that push a direction or narrative, or find something that, I'm doing air quotes here, indicates, the whole point of why they call some code indicators versus some code strategies. And it's just an indicator, bro. It's just an indicator, bro. It's only code, bro. It's no big deal, bro. It's not hard. It's just a thing. So it's just an indicator. So, I mean, to me, it's pretty clear that that called this move, but not to everyone. Literally got some email feedback that said, hey, you know, if people don't really know the context under what that is, then they don't know what it is. Okay. I mean, some things are hard. It's just obvious, bro. I mean, so there's my reply to, I mean, you like to use the word just all the time, project manager guy? It's just words. It's just obvious. It's just you don't know what the F you're doing and life's hard for you. Yes, but it was in context that, well, I've been trading for a long time and I don't know what a ready DD is, so therefore it was not clear what that, oh yes, it's custom code. It's the whole point of why you would want to potentially purchase ALGOBOX, so you could see this. Oh. Well, let me talk to my director about that, and I'll get back to you. We'll circle back. We'll circle back on that, and we'll have a meeting about the meeting on the meetings. Oh, I see. You even code, bro? Yeah, no, the 4's very clean read there. So triple ready up top, down to the classic, and it really has to do a lot with the spacing. When they're like that after a big move, yeah, ends up calling like that's the bottom. I just want to move up there. That's a long time though on the 4's, right? Like this is, for me, that's hard hold. You're talking 5 a.m. to now, it's 4-hour hold. So, okay, here we go. We are 30 seconds from the open, and let's see what we get. We come down here, bottom left. Let's see. Let's watch it get spicy or not. We'll see. We do have, remember, a news event right there at the open. No, it was actually 5 minutes before. I guess we missed the 9:25. There wasn't. While it showed a red news event there at 9:25, it was kind of a nothing burger there. We did come into double ready up. Here is the open in 20 seconds.
Upper bands touching on the 26.
Yes, we'll have conference room 3 to discuss this at noon on your lunch break. Okay, so double ready up called the reversal. There is the first enigma there, and target's filled right off the bat. You gotta love that.
Target filled.
Okay,
Target filled.
thank you very much. Took that one for about 1500 there. So triple, you guys want to see why I say after you've had 3 cadence, you'd want to take the next one? Yeah, that was a pretty gnarly one. Calling the bottom there on a 14.1. That was full auto. I did not press the button there. So thank you.
26. Double delta.
Full auto Enigma man.
Lower bands touching on the 89.
Oh, you're holding one? Man, are you a long hold, Chris? What part of the world are you in, Chris, that you're trading that early?
26.
I call it early. It's not early for you, right? It's all context. Sorry. For me, it's super early. What part of the world are you in where, you know, is that really early for you, or is that like kind of normal time for you? Are you in London?
Upper bands touching 26. Upper bands touching 26.
Don't understand, therefore I don't like it. Exactly. Now it's too fast. Hey, what's up, Mr. Chetty? Good morning, Sicky.
DCDMEM on the 1. DCDMEM on the 1.
Oh. You wake up early to commute to work. Arkansas.
Speed of YM 310.
Middle Earth. Excellent.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Isn't that the home of the Clinton Library? You ever been to the Clinton Library? How many people do they have buried on aisle 4?
DCDMEM on the 1.
Have you gone into the underground temple under the Clinton Library to see where they drink the blood out of the skull chalices?
Double delta EM on the 1.
All right, double ready up right here. Definitely want to take the... Still, oh my goodness, am I set on sim right now? Am I set on sim? Are you kidding me? Folks, hold up. Hold the phone. We did that demo yesterday, and I'm still set to sim. Did this just work in my favor? The one time some error just okay, I mean, I'll... Did I miss it in the chat? Did anybody call out that I was still on sim? Oh my goodness. Did a... Wow. Okay. Somebody needs some sleep. Alright, so I gotta... we'll talk about that more here in a minute. So I'm back at 0. Should I reset my count? Oh my word. I'm an idiot.
Speed of YM 151. Upper bands touching on the 20. YM 150.
Dealing with the trolls in the chat, and I don't even check that I'm on the wrong account. And I clearly need some glasses, or I need a bigger screen. Did anybody else catch that I was on sim still earlier? cadence can be an indicator by itself. Very, very good. Yes, it's literally it's down in the lesson pool, but it helps you to avoid some of the mess, especially when you're in the flat zone and the fiddle, particularly. But yes.
Two-finger aim on the 89. Speed per band touching on the 26.
Alright, so we are outside the fiddle zone. So ready for some good plays here. We're going to come up on... Looks like we're coming up on a masher any moment now. So masher touch. I'd like to take a play off of the first masher touch here coming up here. You can see a nice big pivot from the previous one. Yeah. Well, you missed it. I missed it. I can't believe it. Ay, ay, ay. So how many of you guys got to watch the 1 week demonstration of full auto Enigma yesterday? Okay, multi-ready up shark here. What's our time? 9:36. We're past the first 5 minutes. Okay, shifted into sell side. So multi-ready ups, sell side. I want to take the next play short, so I'm going to hold my finger over. I only want a short side play here. No, if it's an Enigma though, I'll pop it long.
Speed of YM87.
Okay, and that was a lot of speed down. So I want to think traps first. Double delta, big dog.
Fib.em on the 8th.
Yeah, full auto with some Michael Jackson's greatest hits. And I'm going to grab 5 smalls up here on this one. Alright, so got it ready for both. So strong sell, which means all 4 correlated instruments are leaning down right now. So we'll see if we get to catch the next scalp along with it. So we were 4, now there's 3. Don't you love some Michael Jackson? I mean, seriously. Who doesn't like Michael Jackson songs? It's hard to find a song you don't like from MJ, you know what I mean? The 4s are looking so clean. So got the double ready up for the move up. Smooth leg down into Cypher. Cypher catches some. Okay, I don't know. Something is up with my mouse now. So swapped out the mouse the other day.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Okay, so why is my drawing tool not working? That looks correct.
Speed of YM64.
I think it's Control F3. Where is it? Yeah, the ruler tool. Control F3. It's right there. It says Control F3. My drawing tool is literally not working. Why? Try it on the... Oh, okay. Well, there it goes. Okay, so something is up with the new mouse thing. What is going on? Let me look at that one more time. Control F3, yes? Okay, my eyesight is not good this morning, obviously, from earlier today. That says Control F3, right? Does that say Control F3 to you guys? That's what I see. I see Control F3. Clear. Control F3. Yes. Okay. And if I hit the ruler tool up top here, double check me on this, but that says ruler tool Control F3. Yes. All right. Double check me.
Double delta EM on the 1.
So I'm gonna press the button, and I am getting nothing. No ruler tool. Okay. This is this is not a good. Is this because I talked about the Clinton Foundation? Is this because I talked about Hillary Clinton? So now
Speed of
they've
72.
injected themselves into my computer.
72.
Are my other hotkeys not going to work either? I forget to start checking my hotkeys before I come out on live streams. Oh boy, maybe I should have put that on sim earlier and tested that ahead of time. Let's come out here bottom left, see what's happening here. So still sell side. I don't have, kind of getting some steady readies. I need a play set up. No, there's been no play. Downgraded my NT last night trying to solve bugs like you're experiencing. Now when you say downgraded, which version did you go to? Did you go pre-flash? Like, this is weird, right, though? I mean, I can draw it if I manually do it, but I can't. Oh, my goodness. I know what. How about I'm going to exit Logitech, and then how about I launch it again? Let's try the old project manager restart. All right, let's try this. Nope, still not working. Ay, ay, ay. You went to 812? Oy boy. It's just code, bro. It's only code. It's just a thing. Okay, we got 2 crosses. I don't have a third for 3 wise men yet. And we're back to neutral, so that kind of is a bummer too. So we're in a tough spot for the moment.
Speed of
just reboot and that'll fix it. You know what's funny is it probably is true. I have not rebooted this machine in a while.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Okay, somebody's talking here in about 45 seconds. So maybe they've been holding out for the news for any fun stuff here. let's listen into the news chatter to see if there's anything fun. Okay, we are getting a divergence coming in here on the 9. So I'm going to start loading up a long play here. Let's do none up top. And I'm going to go 4s to start.
Lower bands touching on the 26.
Okay, it's 9:45, so Member Green is speaking. I'm sorry, Governor Bailey. Oh no, this is a different person. This is Green. Okay, so Green is speaking currently. 10 a.m. We have 2 other speakers at 10 a.m. If that kicks up any volatility for me. Okay, we'll see if that's a smooth leg trap here. So on a divergence play, where's our stop? So basically we're wrong at 29.54 behind the divergence triangle here, and looking for a kind of a trap here. We got one single ready up on king timing, so hopefully that king timing will be the start of a big move through here. And on a big move I want to get 20 or more ticks, right? So there's our tick counter right there. So we're at 10. I want to see if we're going to get 20 out of it. I'd like to size up a bit more on a big play if I'm coming in on... I've got higher time frames coming with me for a play setup.
So IMF's Garincha says the IMF projections assume 2 more Fed rate cuts in 2024.
Okay, there's 15 and a crack of the first harmonic with audio box behind it. There's 20 ticks. Into a red, so first play of the morning there for 1100 on my live account. How about that? Alrighty then. Well, trade tracker reset there this morning. Bank error in your favor. Collect $200. Do not go to jail, but you can. Pass go. What's up, Barry? Barry, for real. How you been, bro? Hadn't seen you in a little bit, I'll be honest. But you know, I don't like to do the whole personal thing on our business plan thing, but for you, I make an exception. How you been, sir? I'll be honest, I do miss a few of your comments on you're like one of those steady eddies that I can count on, that you're gonna put a comment on my, even my terrible videos, like the ones that I fired our editor last Friday for. Yes, we did fire the editor. If you guys have been wondering, like, dude, those cuts are terrible, just awful work, awful work. So I want to apologize again on behalf of us putting out bad video edit cuts. But I will tell you this, I will make it up to you all. The next series of videos that you see me make high-end production with PowerPoint presentations and everything, because I feel like I owe you guys, especially now that we have such clean, amazing looking, awesome documentation. We will be going through the documentation section, fully laying out the syllabus as we go into the end of the year and into 2025, and releasing the platinum panel. If you guys have not seen the platinum panel, Curtis, can you get me a picture when you get a moment?
YM63.
So in 10 minutes time now, at the top of the hour, we get the release of the Richmond Fed Composite Index, forecast -16 on the prior -21.
I converted the video editor into a project manager. Well, I think the problem was we hired what we thought was a video editor, but was just a...
Harker, speaking at the Philly Fed FinTech Conference.
But was ultimately a project manager.
With the Philly Fed.
Oh, you stop interrupting me. Quiet. All right, I had to cut the news guy there. But one of those that can sell you hard. Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I look at all this great work I'll do for you. I'm great. And yeah, no, they're not. How do you say, you know, when your heart's not in it or you just can't do it? One of the two. I'm not sure which one it was. Real talk. Yeah. I don't know what the platinum panel is, but I know I want it. Imagine every filter that you would ever possibly want for filtering, because someone said earlier, so is cadence an indicator? There's a long, lengthy explanations around cadence in the video trainings. It's about midway through the premium training. There is daily cadence, there is weekly cadence, and then there is intra-trade cadence. Okay, we just got auto-entered into this one. Sucks that it's in neutral territory here. And we are on the flat. So, recognizing that right away, this is a tougher play here. I'm going to tighten up that stop right back behind the ball. We also have a 3 wise men here in the middle of a neutral area here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this play out. I am going to take the... I mean, yes, we made a little bit on that, but I am literally just not super enthused about the location of this here. Look how flat we are. This is like literally came into the flat. Yes. So it's going to need more space. We've literally, we are in neutral here, have flipped into neutral, but continuously there for a minute. And we got 3 wise men sitting right above it that that basically is like, I don't know. Okay, well now it's easier because we've got a moderate sell, but I definitely don't want to be getting long on it. That is a tougher play. So we'll see. Yeah, okay, it was a good call to have skipped that one. This is a classic flatline filter. So imagine you had a flatline filter right here. You could say, yeah, don't take any in the flat. All right, that's one cool one, yeah. Hooked on pips, the last one you made? Yes, the one that you mocked up for us, yes. A few minor changes, some of the things that you had put on there. But it was like only 1 or 2 things that I kind of overrode on that. I wanted all of them, but I can't remember which one it was. When I look at it, I'll remember again. You posted in Discord, thank you. So now, speaking of video editors and graphics people, what did you mock this up in?
YM55.
Which image creator? Tell us your secrets, hooked on pips. Which drawing utility did you use to do this magic right here? Well, apparently, hey, you know, making the image is no small feat, bro. Don't demean it. Okay, just went buy side, and I'm getting auto entered into Enigma. I'm gonna close this one out too. This is a terrible location to be taking Enigmas, literally in the flat. So taking the L there on that. Literally back to backs in the flat. Affinity designer, dude. I never even heard of that. You guys have your own language. It's pretty cool. All right, so we got a 2 cadence during the morning session. It's 9:55. We got 5 minutes.
News event: ECB President Lagarde speaks.
So I'm gonna up my quantity there.
OMC member Harker speaks. Medium impact news event: Richmond Manufacturing Index.
So that 18.2 is debatable, but remember what I say about the flat zone is if it does work out, the thing is you'd have to have a bigger stop, right? Almost always, because it's a loosey-goosey rubber band, right? Go watch the rubber band video if you don't know what I'm talking about there. Peel back and pull back a rubber band and you can control where it goes. But try to throw a rubber band, like you're not going to get the... it's basically going to be floppy. Enigma Platinum, exactly. Ooh, let me check out this affinity. Oh, were they the ones that got, I mean, how do I say got bought by somebody? That's another thing, dude. All this consolidation, everything consolidating, this is like scriptural stuff going on here. Everything being consolidated into one conglomerate, I swear. Like there's no, you know, back in the day when I was younger, we had anti-monopoly hearings where one company would take up too many other companies and whatnot and get broken up, stuff like this. Like, when was the last time you ever heard about one of those? You don't. Like, they don't break up anybody unless you piss them off politically, right? All right, it's a 20.2, still inside the fiddle zone, unfortunately. So I don't know if this one's going to be great either. Let's see. Stop behind the Enigma, auto entered here. Cadence currently at 2, not 3. Tough spot where it's located.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Okay, currently now turned into a super Enigma here with a moonshot. More like a super moonshot. But inside the fiddle. News coming out here in 2 minutes.
Speed of YM57.
"45 seconds to the news." Yeah, the only thing it's missing is the the AO, right? The super moonshot, but right before news, literally 15 seconds before the news, so this one could go either way here. Two seconds to the news. Here comes the news. Oh, Canva bought them. Well, I do use the Canva a bit. It's easier for me to the unrefined graphics people, aka me, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I start dabbling in graphic stuff and I'm like, what am I doing in here? Someone else please do this.
Target filled. Target filled. Target filled.
Okay, might have been a little greedy on target 2, but hey, why not? I'll let the runners run. Nope. Okay, went sell side. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda been a bigger play than that. So I'm on winner chicken dinner. So chicken dinner's on the table at 1400. So now I am starting to mentally think about my bonus, right? I played the video game. I come out here to play the video game and then go on about our business. And the business of life, that is.
Speed of YM58.
Was good enough to get 20 ticks, but literally not much more than that. Literally maybe 2 ticks over, 22 ticks. Right above it there for the Enigma play. 10.9. That's the first Alpha Omega we've seen in a while. When was the last time we saw one? 8:30. Wow. So good long. Oh no, I'm sorry. There was one at 9:30. Right at the open was an 11, which was good enough to turn. 10's kind of like that middle of the rotor, you know what I mean? Sicky, 1.2k profits for you. Excellent. Happy to hear it. Took the day off because didn't feel like there would be much buying after the overnight drops. Gotcha. $10:04. About 6 minutes to coffee time. Let me put some flat filter on here.
DCDMEM on the 1.
So one thing, we don't talk about this one too often. Let's talk about it right now. So the no fiddle zone will filter some things for you. So you know our no fiddle zone over here from the MACV chart. If you want it to, if you want that kind of consolidated, that information put on your, I call your main entry chart, then, so if we're on the YM 8s, ALGOBAR 8s, you can see that up there at the top right. ALGOBAR's rock, and you see the 8. So here I'm going to select ALGOBAR 8s here to match that up. And you can adjust this depending on what instrument you're on, and we talk about that in our training here. I'm on the YM, so I'm going to do 8.
Double delta EM on the 1.
And color-wise,
Enigma short on the EM1.
I'll do it with just the flat. Okay, got auto entered on a 19.3. We need to tighten that up, and I don't like that we're getting, yeah, we're getting we're getting audio box coming in like crazy right about now. So bad spot for that one.
Speed of YM 136.
Right in front of the flat zone. Not in the flat zone, but pretty darn close.
Enigma long on the EM1.
Okay, so I will take that back the other direction here. And give a little more space there on it.
Target filled. Target filled.
Speed of YM 64. Enigma long on the EM1. Speed of YM 65. 2-finger EM on the 26.
Just a very unlucky location there, sitting in the flat of flat zones there. That flat zone indicator is a good one to have, as you can kind of see there how it helps you knowing when something like that might occur. we are a 3 cadence right now, so you know I want to turn that full auto on, right? If you know that I should be turning that on right now, or why I'm turning that on, type cadence in the chat. If you don't,
YM68.
let me know and we can talk more about it. You know, about the... Let's talk about that for a second. Vinny, no days off. So, when you get really good at the video game, you know, you can play in anything. And I think, like, here's some pro and some con to that.
News event IMF meetings.
For you guys see me play in spots where I would normally tell you not to play. And I've actually gotten trolled for this. I see it on my unfortunate Trustpilot. Sometimes I don't even want to read Trustpilot. You know what I mean? Like I read a Trustpilot. Hold on a second. Why is this? Oh, because it's touched a second time. The Vinny doesn't even follow his own rules. Okay, so when I'm teaching you as a new student things that like, hey, it's better to not trade when X, Y, or Z. Like I'm teaching you, if you're a pro and you've been doing this a while, you're going to be able to read this easier, right? We got multi-ready ups here. I think we're going to reverse, right? I think we're going to get a big play to the long side. So I can do things, and I will. Like I come out here, and that's a good and bad, right? If I'm playing in on my own without anybody watching, it's not a big deal. But when you're doing it while everybody's watching and people are like, oh, that's a broken rule. It's a broken rule. It's, first of all, I don't call them rules. I call them standard operating procedures. SOPs are meant to be broken when X, Y, or Z outside the norm has come in and occurred. But yes, you can more confidently come in and play the markets during, you know, weird events like slow speeds or whatever, in my opinion. You may differ. I don't like that this is a turned into a shark ready up right in the middle of that. So might be a super PRZ here, pushing it back down, sitting in neutral. Yeah, I'm going to close that. So for better or worse, you know, I come out here and demonstrate some things, but I don't know that that's good for you guys. Like I really should concentrate on live streams of just going, okay, I got to put my new person hat on and go, okay, we know, like, don't take plays inside the flat zone, right? I could just avoid everything right here. We could turn this stuff on, turn on the psychology module, turn on the giant X. We are currently in valid speed right now, so those aren't going to come on. But just don't trade anything that's not for the new person. But I don't know. What's y'all's feedback? Give me feedback. Do you want me trading the way that I would read in between the lines, or would you rather just see a live stream where I come out strictly play? Because another thing about strict playing would be like, okay, after my 2 trades, I should be done, right? Up, done, walk away. Yeah, but I'm a pro gamer. Does that make any sense? Like, I could play any map, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you play any map. I hope that makes sense. But it doesn't to the people who go to Trustpilot, right? We have tons of people who love our stuff, but the only people who go to Trustpilot are the people who want to write negative nonsense, right? Obviously, it's fresh on my mind because I read one last night. It's like, oh my word. The trolling. And you know what's crazy to me is, I call it the standard. The standard that I'm held up to is crazy. On multiple fronts, actually. What I've noticed. Like, no other software provider is out there trading in front of people, showing that transparency. But I do. And so therefore you see so much. And so it's like, there's so many things to troll me about, right? Like, oh, well, he was in a bad mood that day and he didn't do X, Y, or Z. You know, just continuous level of, you know, like, okay, well, where's yours? You know, it's an ICT Muppet, right? Well, you didn't. You literally, your guy never trades in front of you ever, and is absolute garbage in every live account he's ever traded ever. So while You can't even give me the credit for being the best of the worst. Yes, this industry sucks. Like, so that's hilarious. The other thing is the Christian angle. It is insane to me. Like, these idiots can never attack me without bringing up Christianity. Ever, right? It's always, well, if he doesn't act like a Christian. Well, it's funny is God's not looking for actors. I don't act. Isn't that funny? But that same person is like, I'm a Christian and you're not because X, Y, or Z. Fill it in. Because, oh, Vinny said something mean, or Vinny told me the truth. Oh, well, he could have said it in a nicer way. You want me to feminize it for you? Okay, listen. I'm not your mom. Grow up. See? See, Vinny's mean. See, he's not a Christian. You know, it's funny, that same person will never forgive me for my words. Think about it. Think about that. That same supposed Christian cannot look past Vinny's words. Right, but they'll hang here in the shadows. I guarantee you they're on this live stream right now, like waiting for me to fail. Like, they just sit around, be like, oh, wait till Vinny goes negative, right? That's their favorite thing to do. So it's like, Vinny must forgive me for everything. I can come in his live stream and I can troll him and I can get under his skin. I can do all this stuff. I get to do all these things to him, but he better not do anything to me. He better not say something about it, or he's not a Christian. I'm a good Christian. You know what's funny? Good Christian. You're not willing to forgive me. You're never going to say sorry. Right? But I'm held to this higher standard. I've got to be held to the utmost highest standard, which, okay, appreciate it. Thanks. But they're not going to forgive me for my words, right? They're going to go and, well, I'm going to take my time to go write something on Trustpilot about you. You don't have anything better to do with your time. Interesting. Mr. Christian. Yes, Mr. Christian. You are so much better than me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, while I am in need of the Savior, you guys think that I am the Savior. Let that one sink in. Oh, Vinny, you got a Jesus complex. You got a Christ complex. What? Weirdos, man. You're weirdos.
Upper bands touch him on the 26.
Yeah, you know, is that what he taught? But I think that's what a lot of people think he taught. Like, I actually don't know. I kind of might say that I feel like he came to teach that no matter how much you try to do, you can't do it. That's what I think his message actually was. He's like, no matter how hard you try to be perfect, like me, him, but, you know, a lot of my trolls think that, you know, I have to be perfect. But you know what I'm saying, right? I think I want to tighten up that indicator here for a second. One moment. So I got it set to 10%, but I think I want to tighten it in to... it is the lowest I can let it do it. I think I want to add a 5%. Well, not for now. But more that, I mean, he literally said, like, you need me. That was his whole thing, I believe. He said, you need me because you can't do it. I mean, think about this. He literally said, Sorry, I'm looking at this 11.9, deciding what how I want to play this one. The last 11 was a pop-up here. This is going to be a very important one. We've broken outside of the flat zone here on an 11. Let me get a measure here. 1 second. From cross to cross. Okay. Gold line at 49.20. Potential target down below if we go sell. Here's a double king. Let's see. Those who tell the truth will be hated the most. Who quoted that? Whose quote is that? Okay, just got auto-entered on
the 4.
The Enigma there. Let's make sure we get our targets appropriate, because this is currently sell side. That is going to be very difficult to get all the way to target there, I think. Like, might be enough for a trap, but also might turn into crap, you know what I'm saying? Very tricky one right there, because that is MACVU sell. And a continuation could go down. If we break that, I may jump into a short down to the bottom down there. Just telling you guys what I'm thinking ahead of time here. If that doesn't pop up and get to target. Plato said that one. But sorry, what I was trying to think about there with that Jesus quote was when he said that, well, it is written that you shall not commit adultery, but lo, I say to you that if you even lust after a woman, then you've already committed adultery with her in your heart. Like, think about that. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in. He's like, dude, if you even think about it. So I'm like, so a lot of people only apply that. This is really weird, right? They'll only apply that to, that's the sin of lust. Only the sin of lust that applies to. I'm like, well, how many other sins do you think about? Because what I think you just laid the standard out is that if you even think about doing something wrong, then you've already committed it, right? I think that is the ultimate, like, in your eye, there's no way you can be perfect, so you need me. That's the way that I've ultimately kind of come to the finalized conclusion on that, is he was literally like,
Target filled.
what are you going to do without me? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through me. Like, literally nobody.
Double delta
Right?
team on the 1.
But the Christians who come and, you know, want to troll me are like, well, Vinny's not a Christian because X, Y, and Z. Really? No, I just said that I need him more than you, apparently. And you act like you don't need him. So which one of us is the problem? But he's literally like, if you even think about it. So, well, does it apply to everything else? So if I think about, I don't know, fill in the blank. Does it apply to others? And those same people, like, I'm going to go full regalia on it here. Those same people are fat as fuck. Uh-oh, did he say a bad word? Yeah, I'm not perfect, okay? I'm going to ask for forgiveness and thank goodness that Jesus can do what I can't do, okay? Because, no, I can't put up with you nut jobs online. No, I don't. You threaten my families and stuff. No, I don't put up with it well at all. And I will protect them. I'm here on earth to destroy idiots like you, period. End of story. Have a cry fest about it, right? I will send you to Jesus and I'll let him sort you out. Meanwhile, you're over there like, oh, I am home and home. Oh, you don't count the sin of gluttony, you fat fuck.
Lower fingers touching on the 26.
Right. It's only bad sins are the ones that nobody could see. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes. That's cute. Perhaps, maybe the only sin that I fell for is the same one that David fell for. The guy who, you know, slew Goliath, greatest king ever, according to, you know, a lot of people. You're over there, you can't control what goes in your mouth. Oops. Really? I mean, we want to come bring the chastisement bags? All right. How about you lose a few pounds? Oops. What? Oh, that's not a sin. Oh, okay. Okay, bro.
DCDM on the 1.
Ooh, yikes. We're getting 3 wise men on a neutral. We know what our target is if this breaks. Okay, I'm trying to see if we can get this up a bit here to maybe some DCDMs and the finalized Enigma target there. Try to retry on that. Was behind it. I'm over here, you know, talking about trolls and Jesus. You know, my favorite 2 topics. So my note to you trolls is, listen, you're just as guilty as me, bro. So stop trying to act like you're better than me. All right, like you'd sit out here on a live stream and you'd put your little angel halo on and straighten it out with your horns. And your little tiny peepee you can't find under your gut. Yeah, bro, you're better than me, bro. Yep, absolutely. But I think Jesus' message was, you're no better, bro. You still need him just like everybody else. And everything we do here on earth is vanity. Like, get into some real Ecclesiastes, bro. Like, nothing really matters. It's enjoy your time here. You know what the only thing you can bring to heaven is? I'm about to, like, just about to really... no, I don't want to go there yet. But I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think that... What was God's first command to humans? Get deep thinking on that one. Alright, I'm gonna stop out under this cross here.
Double delta team on the 4.
It's a tricky one, but I will say it was very specific. What was God's first command to man? I'm not saying most important. I'm saying first, like in order. What was the very first command from God to humans? Kazi, where are you from? Yeah, Douglas, I think like you might be hitting on what might be the most important. Kazi, you're in Israel. Man, that's right. You were talking about that before. Oh man, it's a whole other topic of like, man, you're right in the middle of it. You're right in the middle of everything the Word of God tells you. Be fruitful and become many. That's one way to say it. But he did say be fruitful and multiply. Now I want to say something like, that is a deep think, folks. That is a very deep think. Do you know how hard that is? Be fruitful and multiply. While we're sitting on that thought for a minute, and I'm telling you, man, there are going to be some people after this stream that are going to cry. So if you don't want to cry, turn the stream off. Always hope for the best, sir. Well, I would just toss out the hint to everyone that, well, you were the first one to get the right answer. It's a tough one. But I'll go with one more really tough question to ask yourself today. Everybody, what is the only thing from this earth that you're going to be able to bring with you to heaven? Ooh, that's a real deep one. All right, deep thinkers. What is the only thing here on earth that you are going to get to take with you? Now, a lot of people always say, you don't get to take nothing with you to heaven. Man, those people, they talk with such ignorance. And they speak in the same way. They speak it with such confidence. It's like, did you really think that through? But now, here's your opportunity to really, really, really think it through. By the way, speaking of things to think through, I think this is a trap down here to the short side. Look, I think we're actually going to be long. Top left. Remember how the 4s have been so clean this morning? What does this 4 chart tell you up top? Now, I've been wrong before. Last time, in fact, it was a Friday. Ready Up came right here. The next Ready Up ended up being something else. A lot of people are saying your soul. But I'm saying something here on earth. Something that you created here on earth that you get to take with you. Now, am I getting the hint? I'm adding to this. I don't know if you know. I'm adding to it. The treasures that you stored. Elaborate on that. Like, give an example. And I am literally talking about something things that might be very specific. What do you get to take with you to heaven? Your deeds, do you? Is it? I don't know. Think about it. Like, well, give me an example of a deed that you get to take with you. You know what's interesting about the word deeds? You know why they call it a deed to a house? You know our words and spelling. You know why they call it spelling, casting spells, using words? The power of life and death is in the tongue. Those who know it shall eat of its fruit. Huh. Eat of its fruit. Fruit, words. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. Interesting. Words that you can eat. What? Your experiences? Well, here's a question on that. Do you think you're going to remember everything that you did here on earth and heaven?
Divergence of heme on the A.
They will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them. Can you give me the rest of that verse? Revelation 14:13. Let me check that out. For their deeds will follow them. Which group of individuals is that for, though? Only the memories. Well, see, that's the crazy thing. Only the memories that bring you joy. So you don't think we're going to remember the bad things we did? I don't know. There's a lot of questions around that. Do you think you get blank slated? You don't remember everything you did here on Earth? Well, I think that's actually the thing. I think that we do. Number one. I mean, do people recognize each other in heaven? Because there's been a whole thing around that. The ones that I can tell you one thing to look out for. Let me just, while we're on that, the people who say that they've had, near-death experiences, the NDEs, and then they say that they saw grandma in heaven, right? And she's like, "Oh yeah, I recognize grandma. She was laughing and her belly was jiggling." What, you think Granny's not going to get a perfected body in heaven? Okay, so that guy did not go to heaven. All right, liar. Caught a few of those, like when they picture old people in heaven. What, you think your old granny's still gonna be old granny? Are you kidding me? She'll probably be hot in her 20s. What? I mean, come on. Like, it's just stuff that when you really start to think about it. Yeah, maybe not feel guilty. Well, let me ask you this. Like, do you feel guilty for the bad things you've done right now? Let's think about this. We've all done bad things. Like, am I sitting here at my desk right now, riddled with guilt over the bad things I've done right now? And you too, sitting in your seat. Now, maybe if you did it yesterday, something's fresh. But let's say like the worst things you've ever done in your life, right? Are you sitting there right now? Let's say it happened 5 years ago. Are you sitting there sweating the things you did 5 years ago all the time?
Lower bands touch him on the 26.
See, I know there's a lot of like things like, well, your relationship with God, sure, you know, your thoughts and whatnot, but I'm literally thinking like something physical from here on earth that you get to take with you to heaven. So I'm going to expand the question a little bit farther so we get off of the... And I'll give this hint too. Kazi, who's in Israel right now, first of all, was right on his first answer, was the first person to come up with it. But it also relates to the only thing you get to bring back to heaven with you. What? The very first command of God to man and the only thing you get to bring back to heaven with you from earth are both the same. What did Vinny just say? I'm gonna let that, y'all let that sink in for a minute. You might need to roll back the tape on that because I'm not gonna repeat it because it will make some people cry. And I don't want it to be that way. In fact, I feel there's a very sharp double-edged sword on that one. Edward and Dan put the two things together back to back. Those are the two things you get to bring with you. Ooh.
J-hook long him on the 1.
You can't take ALGOBOX with you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true. Can't take ALGOBOX with you. So we got auto-entered on this. Should we come down here to bottom left? So auto-entered on this Enigma, but like I said earlier, I think this is going to be play out to be a very tricky spot here. That little play there could wipe out all my profits. I'm gonna close the position here. Oh my goodness, we just locked up. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to close the position, bro. Thank you, NinjaTrader. Oh my word. NinjaTrader. Seriously? Thank goodness we can't take NinjaTrader and ALGOBOX with us. I mean... Oh. All the good guys who are at NinjaTrader, I'm pretty sure, have left by now. All the great coders. It's a giant project manager house over there at NinjaTrader now. They won't fix their flashing issue. They keep saying it's you. No, it's definitely not. Did that just shake out and stop me out and then go up? No. It's wrong account. Wrong account. No, switch account. Oh my goodness, trifecta. And it didn't go to my target by a hair. Come on, bro. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was on. It came up on sim. Exactly. Yes. You get to bring the souls with you, and you get to bring your children too. Isn't that interesting? Hey Rusty, I'm sorry, I'm on a live stream. Can I call you back there around our noon, or something else we need to chat on?
Double delta eam on the 1.
All right. Okay, so that one, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda worked out there. Tough one. I just basically don't want to. I'm not giving back my pie here. I'm at winner chicken dinner right now, right? So basically, I just want an easy bonus for the third there. So, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, tough ones. Tough things, man. Tough things.
Eam on the 38.
But I do want to say that just make sure you're there. Like, just make sure you're there. You do not want to not be there. I hope that makes sense. Regardless of what you're bringing with you, at least be there. Start with be there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, here, I'm going to post it into our Discord, okay? If you go up to the top of our Discord, go to the section that says prosperity is yours if you want ultimate real prosperity. And I'm going to post it in the public chat right now. I'm going to give you the whole plan, how to do it. Literally the words to say and everything right here. The important note, the saving gospel, quote, gospel. First of all, gospel means good news. The good news is this: no matter what you have done, be an a-hole like Vinny, sinner, you know, whatever your sin is, gluttonous, fatty, all you fat farts that come out here and troll me because you don't like my attitude. Oh yeah, well, you're a glutton. Eat it, or don't. Actually, don't eat it. How about that? Hey fatty, how about stop eating? Why don't you go on a fast for a minute while you look at the speck in my eye and your gigantic fat log is sitting in yours? Oh, you know that one? You don't know that one? You don't know the spec and the log verse? You know all the other verses? You don't want to talk about that one? Somebody post the log and the spec verse for Help him out with that. So no matter what your sin is, okay, God himself came to earth in the form of man as Jesus, which people are like, oh, well, you know, Jesus, was that really his name? No, it wasn't. You might want to refer to him as Yeshua if you really want to call on him Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yahweh in the flesh. Well, the J, you know, Vinny, wasn't invented until... Yeah, I know. It was a Yah. Yes, and I do think that they tried to mess with him. Pretty sure that his birthday was in April as well, and that's why they do April Fools, because they are trying to mock what he came and did. It's the whole point of the Antichrist to begin with. But that is the name above all names that they didn't even know about in the Old Testament. This was the name that they were talking about, though. The name that was going to come after. Anyhow. Well, those of you who got demons, you might really want to become very familiar with this name if you want to cast them out. It is the only one that is above all other names, that by the power of this name, all things can be done.
On the 8th.
And without him, nothing was made that was made. He put aside his deity to be the perfect blood sacrifice to make atonement for not just Vinny's sin, all you little trollers. Oh, Vinny's not a good Christian. Oh, I'm just a Christian just like you, bro. I got sin, you got sin. Cry about it. Wah. He was tempted in every way as man is, and was sinless. Guess what? He wasn't fat like you. Oh, you trollers. He wasn't a fatty like you. Oh, am I rubbing in the fat sin today on you? You guys like to rub in my, oh, Vinny's mean. Oh, I'm gonna rub yours in. Oh, you're fat. You eat too much. You're a glutton. Gluttonous sin. Yeah, your arteries are clogging while we're sitting here. Get it? Arteries. Anyhow, and voluntarily giving himself up in pain, suffering, anguish, death, and shedding of blood on the cross, so that through his sacrifice, we as mankind might be saved. It is a gift. But as with a gift, you cannot force someone to receive a gift. Folks, I can come out here and hand you all this whatever. You don't need it. You don't have to take it. You can turn the stream off. You can absolutely do that. You have the ultimate choice in life to receive that gift or reject it. It is on you. Now I say, why reject it? Why would you deny a gift of eternal life with God when the cost of separation is eternal life in hell? With Satan and all the other idiots that you see on this world, like they're all gonna be, you know, y'all think it's gonna be one big party down there. All the purple and blue hairs. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but they're stupid and they're not fun. And they're all gonna be screaming at the top of their lungs worse than they're screaming about Trump. You really want to be around that? I don't think so. Just trying to help you out. Of hell. Get it? How? I'll tell you how. Here's the how right here. Here is the magical formula right here. How to do it. Call out to him in Jesus' name. In the name of Yeshua. Yehoshua. Yahweh in the flesh. Call out to Jesus' name to be saved and say out loud in a prayerful mind, thank you, Jesus, Yehoshua, Yeshua, for dying and shedding your blood on the cross for me. I accept your gift and believe in faith that you died on the cross and rose again on the third day for me. Let's remind ourselves why we need it. Oh, because we're sinners. Oh, because I F up like Vinny does all the time. Yeah. Because I'm not perfect. Yeah, and I know I was telling Vinny he's not perfect, but you know what? I'm not either. If you can't admit that and you think, well, I'm better than Vinny. Good for you. Good for you, fatty. on the third day for me to cover my sins. Oh, we don't have the same sins? Aw. Is stupidity a sin? I don't know. Is calling someone stupid a sin? Probably. I call a lot of people stupid. Lord, please forgive me for that. Thank you for being perfect. Thank you for being able to ignore the trolls. Remembering that everything that we do here on Earth is vanity and vanity of vanities and doesn't really matter. Anything we do here really doesn't matter in the big scope of things. But whatever your sin is, yeah, yours is different than mine. Oh, good for you. Give you a golf clap. You just eat stupid stuff and destroy your temple of God. So you insult God, having God's divine presence inside of you, having to walk around in your fat ass body all the time. Wow. How disrespectful. You can't even clean up your room for him? All right, bro. Oh, too soon? Whatever your sin is, don't care what it is. But a lot of you, you know it's your fatty. You know you're a fatty glutton. Oops. All right. Whatever your sin is, an imperfection so that I could be with you in heaven for eternity. If you prayed that prayer, now you can truly live. Now, you don't have to slow it down and rub it in like I did. Okay, you can just read straight through this out loud in your heart. But you got to admit that you got sin too. And then admit that you can't save you. I don't care how good you are. That was his whole point. He's like, if you even think about a sin, too late for you. No, Vinny, that only applies to lust. Bro, he's literally, again, like, you're stupid. Like, yeah, I'm going to call you stupid again. Yeah, that's what I do. He just called his disciples, you know, he didn't say they were stupid, but he said, oh, ye of little faith. Should I just say that? Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Okay. That's Jesus saying, oh, bless your heart, you stupid. Oh. Are y'all having fun? I don't know. I'm having fun. Bless your heart, you're stupid. Oh, man. Wow, how about that move? Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Targets 1, 2, and 3. All the way up there. But vanity of vanities. Do I really need all that money? Nah, not really.
Double delta eam on the 1.
Sure, I'll FOMO it.
Target filled. Target filled.
DCDM eam on the 1.
All right, double cross after a big move up here. I'll take a short here. Let's go naked, because apparently that's a sin too, right? How dare you do anything naked? Heard Vinny's got a giant pee-pee, oh no. Cry about it. Targets filled, 2K on the day. Get you some. The system's not hard to read. Have I mentioned that? I am here to attempt to help you to be rich on earth and rich in the kingdom of God. If you don't know that that's my ultimate goal, and that might be my entire goal of my troll for you, because I love you enough to troll you into thinking about the things of life that are a little more complicated than normal, to shake you out of your stupor from Netflix.
DCDMEM on the 1.
So the easier one to read was from the 4s, like I had said, from a 4. Cleaner chart, easier chart to read there from. Much easier. Yeah, you know your stuff, Edward. Yeah, but the reason that kind of came up a little bit was somebody sent me a Facebook post of something. I don't know. They know I'm like a like I said, I know this is unsettling for a lot of people, but I don't necessarily leave people settled. I don't think that's necessarily my job here on Earth. I wasn't designed, like we're all designed differently. You know, we all have different jobs. And what's the worst part of the human body? Anybody want to say, like, what's the worst part of the human body? I think we all know. I don't know, maybe you guys could surprise me. Anybody got an answer for that? Oh, we're in some deep frequency right now. We're in like low level, deep level vibes. Everybody talks about like, you know, high frequency, whatnot, but which travels farther? Low frequency or high frequency? The mouth? Yeah. Well, I always like to remind people that, yeah, worse for what exactly? Well, you know, if you've been in church bodies for a long time, you know what they love to say, that we're all part of the body of Christ, right? Well, which part of the body are you? Are you the mouth? Are you the brains? Are you the foot? Are you the arm? Are you the leg? Well, somebody's got to be the butthole, all right? So if I'm the butthole, so be it. Somebody's got to take out the shit. You know what I'm saying? I have raised my hand to volunteer. Fine. It'll be me. I'll be the asshole. Okay, other people can be the hands, I can be the feet, somebody can be the brains, the head, somebody with the smile, somebody put a smile on.
Short on the E1.
Alright, somebody's got to be the dick, somebody's got to be the asshole. Alright, maybe that's me. Cry about it. Maybe talk to God about it in your prayer time, in your prayer closet tonight. Exactly. Hallelujah. Exactly. I don't think this is actually going to go down. Not by much. So I'm going to kill it right there at target 1. For a little bit more, I'll take an extra $200 off your hands there for you. Thank you, Mr. Dow. We are on strong buys. So you know what I'm looking for here, right? As soon as the first... I would love to see an Alpha Omega anywhere around here. Alpha Omega, I'm jumping on it. I'm just waiting on it. Let's see, Romans 10:10. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. Yes. Somebody said the other day, like, well, what about bad things in the world? Man, I got some deep thoughts around all of that. Some people were sent here to go straight to hell. Huh? What? Yeah. He said he knew you before you were ever born. He said, I knew you before I put you in your mother's womb, which means that you were a spirit body before you ever got here, right? So you were a spirit, you were a son of God. You were not an angel, but you were a son of God before you got here on earth. Your earth experience is set here before you for your test, to see what you do with it, to give you an opportunity to go through the hard game. The game, hard game. Vinny, why is everything a game to you? Well, I think Earth life is a game. Well, how do you profess with the mouth if you were riddled with a disease where your mouth was shut and you couldn't talk? There are, in my opinion, 3 buckets of the sons of God. There were those who God knew who was on his side. There were those who were not. And then he had the ones in the middle. And if you read Revelations, he says the ones that he can't stand the worst are the ones in the middle. Am I right? He said, I would rather you be hot or cold for me. That way at least I know where you stand. Yes? But then there's the ones in the middle. He says, I want to, if you're lukewarm, I want to vomit you from my mouth. You want to post that reference? Yeah, he does not like the lukewarm. That's bucket number 3. Those guys have, well, arguably a more difficult test, but they've been at least given a chance. There are some people who were sent here that weren't given a chance. Some were sent here and he don't want them back. Hate to break that hard news to you. Like I said, you come to this stream today, you are either going to be really upset and crying, or you're going to be like, wow. So there's 3 buckets of people here too. You've received the message here today, and what you do with it is up to you. At the end of the day, whether I'm right or wrong about any of these ideas, I can tell you one thing. You better be right about Christ. You better be right with him, because he does have all the answers. I do not. but I have pointed you to one place today. You better be right with him. Whether you take stuff with you or not is less important than whether or not your soul burns in hell with Hillary Clinton, Kill Gates, and all those other fucktards. You're like, well, I wasn't as bad as them, bro. If you ain't perfect, you're there. If you're trying to get there on your own, you're there. Don't be that guy. Thank you, Danny. So because you're lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I am about to spit you out of my mouth. Revelation 3:16. Yeah, not necessarily like the need is like this. My kids are always going to be my children. Yes, I got 4 children. They're always going to be my children. Yes. They're going to do bad things. Yes. But because they are blood to me, you realize they have a more special place to me than everyone else. No offense to everybody else here, but you guys are not my children, right? Let me ask you this. Is anybody offended at the fact that I might treat my personal children better than I treat you? Is anybody going to be offended by that? Everybody understand that? Everybody's cool with the fact that I am going to likely treat my children better than all of you. Yes? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I absolutely have to. I mean, some of you guys have probably treated better than my own children. At some points, depending on who you are, who you have been to me, whether you've ever had assistance or help from me ever or not. And depending. Some of you have given more money than I've ever given my children. Interesting. But some of you have also done things for me, right? Like, you've done more for me than my children have done for me. Like, there are a lot of interesting conversations around things when you really get deep on things, you know what I mean? But I don't think anybody's going to necessarily fault someone for treating their children better than others. And it's just a separation. Like, at the same time, my kids are not perfect. They've done bad things. Right? But what if they kept doing bad things over and over and over again, right? I'm going to chastise them. They're going to have issues and they're not going to have the coolest things. Like, just real simple example with my kids. Like, you know, Mikey's lost his privileges for his video games for a little bit. Now he can earn them back, but you know, there's certain things that they will do where they, you know, receive like, well, I mean, they would love to. He wants to play his video game, right? But he's done some bad things recently, and he's been consistent with doing some things that he needs to break some habits of. So I put him through quote unquote chastisement, right? He's putting through some difficulties right now. But when he's doing amazing things, he knows he also gets rewarded and with cool stuff. It could be things he gets to do, things he's earned, you know, being able to have more, you know, freedom and autonomy of whatever he wants to do. Like if he wants to go, you know, outside, run around and do things, jump around on the trampoline, go for a swim, plays video games, whatever. Like when he does good things, right? We are just all prone to this. We see our kids do amazing, fun things, right? It makes us want to do more for them. Am I right? Had a proud moment last night. Let me see if I want to share this with you guys or not. Let me play it for myself one time first, just to make sure. It was a fun little clip. You know, it's bought my kids those crazy dinosaur costumes, you know, the inflatable ones, and they can't get enough of those. They always want to put them on. It's always funny. Of course, they don't want to stay in them for very long, but you know, it's like can I get the dinosaur costume? You know, it's repetitive. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I've done some I've shared with you guys some pretty tough stuff here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to post this in main.
Fib.em on the 8th. Upper bands touch em on the 38th.
This was a proud moment of particularly one of my children last night. But I will tell you, this put the biggest smile on my heart. And I thought about how God sees us sometimes when we do, like, we're going to be his children no matter what, right? If you're in with him, you're adopted in, he's like, you're my child, right? I love all of my children. But on occasion, our children will do something exceptional. Does everybody understand that? If you do, like, just help me out. Type the word exceptional in the chat here for a minute. Let's talk about exceptionalism. Doing something exceptional, outside the norm, outside of the, eat, breathe, sleep, poop. See, I have any question to you. Do you think you're righteous or a sinner? Oh, see, but that's a bad question. Are you righteous or a sinner? You're only leaving two options. Do you think there's only two options? I am both. You don't maybe necessarily know my both principle, but you are both.
Divergence down.
Okay, there are exceptional moments, and since we are, I mean, we all would agree if you've been in, at least in church terms, and I guess I get it. Not everybody here is, in church terms. Have not, maybe you didn't grow up in church or whatnot, but if you've been in church at any point, or you probably heard this before, that you're a child of God. Yes, like, so you're a child. Well, we say that a lot, and literally God, when he came here in flesh as Jesus, he said, "Our Father who art in heaven." They said he even gave the address of which father so that the message delivery could be delivered to the proper location. Like, there's a whole thing about dispatching prayer. You have to realize, like, your words matter. Dispatching prayer and where to send them. Because words can either light or not. I don't know if you guys know that about curses or not. Like, you can curse someone and light it on them, but if they don't deserve it, the curse will not light. Have y'all not heard about that? Y'all know about that? It's a proverb. Anyhow, your words matter. Addressing places to where your words are going to go matter. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So first thing, salutation. It's literally in the format of a letter, and then he writes the letter, and at the end sends it with Selah. So be it. Amen. Okay, anyhow, getting a little bit, I don't know if it's say too deep here, because there's nothing is too deep for us here. We're going to talk about any topic, whatever. Anyhow, the obedience and exceptionalism. If you as a child do something exceptional, your father will probably do something cool for you. Am I right? Let me kind of give my example what I was thinking. I'm just going to get straight to, like, what was my example. So I posted this in Discord a minute ago. Let's see if I can get this to... can I open this in a browser? I don't know if it's going to... maybe full screen. Let me zoom back here. How about playing with logo? Will this let me do full screen? All right, here we go. Okay, so obviously, this is my son in a dinosaur costume. I just know that, like, when I kind of think of, like, what was the most recent, and I say most recent because, I mean, my kids have done lots of fun and really exceptional things, okay, obviously. But, I mean, I think recency is key, like we do in our indicators and our strategies, like, recency is key. This is the most recent one, happened last night, okay? And this moment, to me, it literally melted my heart. Now, this may not, like, you guys may not be into kids, what I get it, but for me as a father, this was an emotionally charged, heart-smiling moment. And I literally think I say it at the end, like, you put a smile on my heart. Now, mind you, he had just asked me moments before this. He's like, "Daddy, will you put on your red dinosaur costume?" Because, yes, I got a dinosaur costume for all of us. So there's, like, the family dinos. Anyway, he's like, "Daddy, will you put yours on?" What? And I was literally had just sat down, was just about to eat. And I'm like, I was exhausted from the day, just stuff going on. And because you'll hear him at the end ask me, "Am I done with my break?" Or I can't remember what he says. But anyhow, like, we're going to play this moment together. And I want you to put yourself, though, I'm not sitting here trying to, like, This is not a brag moment about my children, but put yourself in the place of two things, of God the Father and seeing you as a child. And when he says, unless you become as a child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven, really start to think about what that means, right? You being a child of God, and what you do can do one thing or the other for the Father. Because I'm going to talk to you guys about how I felt after this moment and what it made me want to do for my child. It literally is this moment where I'm like, dude, I will do anything for this little guy right here. I present to you guys Roman in his dino costume.
Upper bands touch him on the 38.
There's Mikey. Jumping in there, you know.
Thank you, Roman. You put a smile on my heart.
And the little guy's like, look what I can.
You've only sat down for 1 minute.
Oh, look at his little face. He's so sad. He's like, Daddy, are you done with your relaxation yet? And I think that's what he had said. And he's like, can you come and get in the dinosaur costume so you can be the daddy dinosaur? Like, that was his thing. But, you know, he's literally singing This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine in a dinosaur costume. Okay, like, that was a moment for me last night that, like, I'm still thinking about today. What a giant smile that put on my heart. And so I thought about, well, how does God see us? Okay, that was an exceptional moment. Like, that doesn't happen all the time for me. But in that exceptional moment, I thought, man, he is such a sweet, innocent soul. He is, you know, I just kept thinking, he's so amazing. Now, at the same time, did he really do anything? Like, I mean, did he go build a house? Did he, like, you know, save lives or anything? But in that moment, just watching him be happy and having a good time. And of course, then there's Mikey jumping in, trying to be annoying, right? We got a lot of those people, right? And again, what you want to know why Mikey's lost his privileges for, you know, playing games for a little bit, right? Jumping in there at the same time, he's just trying to be funny. So, like, I gotta, you know, deal with his personality as well. Sometimes, you know, he wants to be a little crazy and get in the action. He's fine, but he has a loving and sweet heart as well. But do I love them differently? Yes. Now, here's the thing, y'all don't get it. Y'all think that God's love is equal for everyone. Oof, I'm about to get deep. Y'all about to not, again, like I said, people are going to cry after this live stream here today. God does not love you all equal. Blasphemer. I mean, this is my opinion. Okay, just eat it for a minute and think about it. Let me ask you this. How many Bible stories did you see where there were people who were given privileges? I'll think all the brothers with, how about the story of Joseph real quick?
YM55.
Was there an obvious favorite? I think he made that, like, there are so many things where, like, someone was the favorite over and over again. God picks favorites. What? Vinny, that's not what my pastor said. Well, your pastor's stupid. So how do you become the favorite? That's his whole thing, because it comes back to what Edward said earlier. Yes, you're my child, but if you do good things, listen, I have a very simple rule in our house. Like, you do good things happen. You do bad things happen. Does any of those, either one, doing right or doing wrong, does it change the fact that they are my children? Obviously not, right? But I would encourage us to, if you want good things, do good things. Does not change whether or not you're going to get into heaven, but it will change the amount of things you have in heaven. Oh man, I'm about to get deep, bro. Okay, so let's say that last night, Roman asked me for something last night. Guess what? He's getting anything he wants. Last night, he's like, you know, he wants daddy around. That was the other thing. He wanted a relationship with me. This is the other big thing about what he did that I realized even last night. He was like, Daddy, will you please come and, Get in a dinosaur costume with me. Will you be with me? God seeks that from us. If you do that with him, I believe that puts the biggest smile on his face, and it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not thinking about, you know, the bad things, like Roman earlier that day is screaming or yelling at his brother or doing something crazy or, you know, breaking something or, you know, being mean to his brother, trying to not share his bicycle earlier that day. All of that is forgotten in that moment when he's like, Daddy, will you be with me? And look at this. I want to sing a praise, you know, in this case with, you know, This Little Light of Mine. Everybody knows it's like a classic Christian kid song, right? And it's like, that's what I think God as a father does with us. So if we keep acting all adult, I just want to point something out here for a minute. Like, somebody find the verse for me. Yeah, no, I hear you, Edward. Find the verse for me where Jesus said, unless you become as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. All right, find that one for me. I could go over here and type it on the side, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of kicked back in my chair right now. I got my feet up on the other desk, and I'm one-handing it. Okay. So help me out. You guys do some search here for me. And post that verse. And think about that. So unless you become like... The thing is...
Double delta eam on the 1.
I don't want to necessarily use my wife as an example here, but let's say, how about any other adult? You come over here and talk to me like, listen, Vinny, here's what we need to do. Okay. And your idea may be great. Okay. I'm like, yeah, no, that's cool. It's logical. That's good. Yeah. But it's not, it's like, okay, you know, we got things done. You're an adult. So you're acting like an adult. Okay, cool. That has one type of effect on me. But what about, like, how about I put it in terms of like a friend, but you want to have a relationship with me? People want to call me up all the time and ask me for trading advice, right? They're like, hey, Vinny, can I get some trading advice? Yeah, cool. I'll give it to you. It's what I'm here for there. But how many of you guys want to just call me up just to talk to me? Ooh, we're about to get deep here. Because all the people are always asking, you know, dude, I get people asking me for favors all the time. Those same people won't hit the like button, won't hit share, won't drop a comment. But those same people will ring. Right? Have you done the things that we've talked about that would earn you that thing, whatever that thing is that you want? Earned it? Right? But I will say that it is going to, I believe, melt the Father's heart in the same way that how many of us stop for a minute and we're always, you know, putting God as the genie in the bottle. We're asking him for things. We'll rub that lamp, man. We'll rub that lamp. We'll figure out all kinds of ways to rub the lamp so we can get what we want. Do we ever stop for a minute and then here's where you get crazy. On occasion, I ask God how he's doing. Now, I don't know how that affects him, but I know how it impacts me when my kids ever ask me something about me, which is rare. But it has occurred. And it's almost like, it's weird. It's almost weird when you hear it. I think God kind of feels the same way. I think he's kind of like, you know, actually, it's kind of exhausting. I've been doing a lot of things for a lot of people recently and making a lot of things happen. And, you know, he might be exhausted sometimes. But I know that when my kids tell me thank you for things, like when my sons will randomly be like, Daddy, thank you for my dino backpack, whatever.
On the 30.
I really like my dino backpack. And don't just say that I like it, but they're literally like, they bring it with a thank you. It's weird. As someone who can provide for my children anything, it doesn't really matter what they say. It doesn't, but it does. I'm going to say that again. It doesn't, but it does. And I think the same thing happens to God, which is why he says, enter my gates with thanksgiving and in my inner courts with praise. If you want to get in the inner sanctum and have a chat with him and you want to bring your request to him, I think the best and first thing you can do is thank him for what he's already done. Thank him for what he already did first. Then come and bring your request. In fact, that's how Jesus structured his prayer as well. Giving him thanks first, recognizing who he is, saying, you are God. You are above all. You are everything. And thank you for being my father.
Double delta eam on the 1.
Thank you for this. Thank you for the other things you've already done for me. Thank you for all of the amazing things you've already done for me, Father. Thank you for the small things. Thank you for the big things. Thank you for my swimming pool. Thank you for my whatever. All these little things. Then come and ask him for something else. I would encourage us to do that because I, as a father, know what that does to me when my kids do that with me. And he's saying, if you want my exceptionalism to you, because he's not his grace, his grace is infinite. And if you are his child, of course, he will take care of you with special things. But at the same time, I mean, sometimes my kids, I have to take some things away from my kids so that they'll learn a lesson. You know, and there's a lesson in that too. The relationship between a father and their children, that's what he says, that his relationship is with us, and we should study that. Yes, give thanks and praise first before you ask. Don't you agree, Laverne? Mr. Hoyt, you agree? Like, bring the thanks first. And if you picture... okay, I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to use my other hands here. I'm going to draw. Here. Pull out my Crayolas. It's Vinny Crayola drawing time. Okay. So there were areas inside of the temple courts. It's actually more... I mean, I'm not drawing this to scale, so all the people who are, you know, I'm just basically drawing something. Yeah. So, inner sanctum. So, in the Holy of Holies, before Jesus died, in order to approach him in the Holy of Holies, okay, it said, enter into my outer gates with thanksgiving. So if this is the gate to come into, I don't know, how do you draw swinging doors? I'm not a... Okay, swinging doors, those are swinging doors. Trust me, just trust me, bro. Okay, into my gates with what?
YM81.
He says with thanksgiving, yes? So you're like, what's Thanksgiving? Well, we've tried to ruin that too by being, oh, Thanksgiving is it's a feast. Yeah, well, how about we work with the spelling and cast the spell, giving of thanks. But yes, he says, enter my gates with thanksgiving. And how do you get into the inner courts? So now there's an entry here. To get into here, how do you get in here? So out here, on the outside, this is the thanks. If you want an external, you want to get inside the presence of God, okay, you're giving thanks. Okay. But you need somebody to take it inside to approach the Father. Do you understand that? How do you get in here? If you want to go one step, so there's 3 steps. So there's 1, there's 2, and to get in with him, do you understand that? To approach the Father, he says, give thanks. So how do you get to level 2? You know the verse? If you don't know that I'm quoting verses, like, it's basically what I'm doing in case anybody needs to like, what are you talking about? Like, there's a lot of verses that I'm just talking through here, folks. I'm not giving references, but you can look them up. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and enter his courts with... Fill in the blank. What is it? Type it in the chat. No, we got some Bible scholars in here. To his outer courts with thanksgiving. To his inner courts with... praise, right? You know the drill. Outer court, thanks. Inner court, praise. Yes? So... I'm telling you, if you want to get here, everybody thinks, oh, I asked God for X, Y, and Z. Bro, you're trying to throw your prayers over the wall. And guess what? They ain't getting there. I hate to break it to you. They're not getting there. Now we're talking about the big ones. The little ones, sure. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his inner courts with praise. Then come and bring... your petition to the Father.
Double delta eam on the 1.
Just another formula to hook you guys up with if you want effective prayer. What do you mean effective prayer? All prayer is effective, any? No, it's not. Why does he say that the effective, fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much? Who knows what book of the Bible that's found in? James. Look that one up. The effective, fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much. Now, what does that mean? Effective and fervent. That means if there is, I mean, can we follow the logic here? If there is an effective prayer, then that means there can also be a non-effective prayer, yes? And the effective, fervent prayer of one who is... Again, I'm just breaking down formulas because I'm a code guy. It's just code, Vinny. It's just code. All you got to do is... Okay. If there's a classification of this type of prayer, then that also means that there is the other side of that. There is a right? What's the opposite of that? There is a non-effective prayer. There is a non-fervent prayer. There is a non-righteous person's prayer, yes? Can they be answered? Yes. But is it better to deliver it in a different way? Yes. Is it better to find a deliverer to pray with you? Yes. Is it better to pray with people than it is by yourself? Yes. What? Yes, where any two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. And anything they ask, when they agree upon any one thing on this earth, lay hands to it, it shall be. Huh? What? Listen, and then it requires faith of both. You have to actually believe it. What's your faith level? Are you a level 10? Are you a level 20? Are you a level 100? It's a video game. Yes, life is a video game. I've said this before. Are you a 20? You a 10? You a 100? Hopefully you're going this way. How do you increase your faith? Stop being a fatty. You have to fast. What? Yeah. You gotta fast. No, I don't. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. I mean, you literally, it's up to you. You can be that kid who's just God's kid. You can. You can be the kid that doesn't receive much, or you can be the kid that's going to come over there and sing This Little Light of Mine dressed up in a dinosaur costume and ask his dad to come hang out with him. And that one is going to get more than the others. What? Yeah, man. God plays favorites. Get over it. Why do I say fast? Well, because you can go look this one up in Matthew and some other of the Gospels when Jesus answered this very question. How do you raise your faith? He says, this level of faith, and he literally used the word level. So we know there's levels of faith. What? Yeah. I just gamified biblical stuff. Cry about it. Level up. How do you level up? He says, this level of faith only goes out by prayer and... fasting. Everybody's like, oh, everybody gets the prayer part. Oh, that's the easy part. Oh, I like to pray. Oh, yeah, man, I'll pray. I'll ask for stuff. Man, I am good at asking for stuff. Man, some of you guys are. Like, you guys get my DMs. Oh, Vinny, can I do this? Vinny, can I do that? Vinny? Well, yeah, you're good at asking for things. You know what? I would do anything for you. If I see you in my comments, I see you in my likes, I will tell you, it affects me in the same way. If I see somebody here, look, I personally called someone last night. I'll call out who it is. Don is an exceptional person. Don, this one goes out to you, bro. Don't get bashful or blush or whatever. But that guy, he's always there for me. I wish I had more friends like Don. Okay. Don, I don't have to, I mean, I do. I ask for people to go hit a like and drop a comment on my videos. Don will hang out here in the live streams, but then after the live stream, he will come back and he will drop a comment on that video. If that guy ever asks me for anything, it's his. Fact. He was having computer problems. That man, when he was having computer problems, I sent the man a fucking computer. A good one. I had it shipped all the way to Canada. I want you to think about that for a minute. Why would I do that for Don? Because if anybody else comes up and asks me, Evan, I got a computer problem, am I buying you a computer? Probably not. But why do I personally, and it's in my purview, I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I can make a decision. And I can play favorites. Absolutely. Don had a computer problem. He's like, he's struggling. His PC's doing this and that. And he did all this stuff. He's working. I'm like, man, I'm sending the guy a computer. He'll make some cool graphics for us and stuff. For no other reason than he thinks it's going to be cool and help the community. He'll come in here and he will just give. So I want to give in return. I believe God is the same way. When he sees someone who gives, he is more likely to give more. You understand? That's the way I see it. You can disagree with me, but I know for a fact it works on me. And he says that I created you in my image. Now he does it without the sin part that we have. I'm sure he does it perfectly, and he knows all things. He knows the heart and the mind. Because people can fake it, man. I try to read through the fake stuff. I've had people blow smoke up my ass so many times. I've got trust issues. Have I not told you guys that? Trust. Because loyalty is a thing that is a vapid wasteland, especially in today's culture. So when I see it, I appreciate it. I do. But yeah, shout out to Don. Thank you for always being a part of our crew and doing things that, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to drop a comment. You don't have to hit a like. You don't have to hit a share. You don't have to, but you know what? If you do and you have an issue, like, man, I want to help you out. Just saying. And I think that God works the same way. It's the whole point of why we're talking about this to begin with. But there's something about prayer and fasting to give of yourself, which is interesting. Cleaning up your synagogue for the Lord. What? You don't know what I'm talking about? Oh, okay. Well, go look up what fasting does to your body. Autophagy cleans things up. You literally allow your body to heal itself. Reduces inflammation. Heals itself. After a 72-hour fast, just 3 days, literally stem cells from all parts of your body go and heal other places in your body. Well, what is the body? It's the temple of the Holy Spirit. You don't think he likes a nice clean place? You don't think he likes a place that's all, you know, done up? We all like to live in a place that's all done up, right? If you have the choice between one that's all nice and shiny and or live in a dump, you have the choice. Which one do you want? Just some food for thought. Jesus said when fasting in the wilderness, when tempted by Satan to turn stone into bread, "Get away from me, for it is written, man must not live by bread alone, but every word from the Father." It's a good one. Yeah, 100% Hoyt. Yep. Coming back to read these now. Yeah, Abel. Yeah, favorites. Bring that up for a minute. You think God likes... Does God like vegetables? I got a question for everybody. Does God like vegetables? Speaking of food. I can tell you this, he likes barbecue. And you didn't get that from the Cain and the Abel story? What, too soon? This kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Let me tell you why else that you know that that's super powerful and important. Is because do you know that they cut this part out? You found this in Matthew. You said the verse earlier. Matthew 17:21, right? So does everybody know that they've tried to hide that part from you? And by they, when I talk about they, I'm picturing the dark, evil people with the dark shrouds, you know, pretending the Illuminati style people that are trying to control information and knowledge, etc. You know they try to cut that out. How do you know? Well, go pull up Bible Hub right now. Bible Hub. And then type in Matthew 17:21. How many of your Bibles don't have Matthew 21 I'm sorry, Matthew 17:21 in it at all. If you have the NIV, which is the very first one that all these things always put up first, you'll notice that there is no 17:21. Did you know that? Some Bibles don't have the verse. Yeah, why would they hide that verse? You guys tell me, why would they hide that verse? Why do they not want you to know that? Because there's power in it. I'll tell you why. Watch. So here we are. Normal. You got NIV. Cool. New Living Translation. Cool. It's Matthew 17:20. So in case you guys who are not familiar with Bible Hub, if I press that little arrow button, it's going to go to Matthew 17:21. And it's going to show me all. The reason I like Bible Hub is because it shows all of them, all the translations, all in one place. Pretty freaking cool. I would definitely, if you want to be a Bible scholar and really study some stuff, I mean, the quickest and fastest way. Plus, they have the connecting verses over here on the right, which is really cool, and you can instantly click on it and go to another place. It's really cool. Cross references right there, immediately accessible, and not just the reference. Because here's the thing about, you know, Bibles that have, well, my Bible has the reference manual down the middle. Yeah, but it just says Mark 9:23. You don't know what it is. You don't know if you want to go click on it. This one gives you the summary right here. So whoever created Bible Hub, I'd like to meet them someday. Thank you to the creators of Bible Hub. Thank you, Lord, for giving the mind of a person who decided to go out there and, I mean, this is a massive amount of work on Bible Hub. Very cool. Probably one of the first websites they'll shut down when the Antichrist shows up on the scene. Anyhow, I'm getting deep here. All right, go to 21. Are you ready? So there's a new, everybody pay attention. New International Version is always on the top first, right? This is a thing. Okay. I go to the left. There it is. New International Version. Going to the left. So that's 19. There's 18. Jesus rebuked the demon and it came out of the boy and he was healed at the moment. You want to rebuke demons and remove disease from your body? Guess who doesn't want you to do that? Pharmacia. Pharmacia? Pharmacy? Pharmacia. Go look up that one in scripture and see what God thinks about pharmacia and pharmacies. And doctors pushing that nonsense. Okay, anyhow, go to the next one. 19, 20, and then let's go to 21 though. Watch, I'm going to do a magic trick and make the NIV disappear. 21. What happened? Matthew 17:21 does not exist in all Bibles. Why is that? Oops. Which ones is it? Any Bible you want to pick from a list of Bibles? There they are. These are the only Bibles you should be reading. King James, New King James, New American Standard, NASB. I mean, you can read the other ones too, but if you're trying to get the real deal, you want to go to one of these that actually includes all the verses. It doesn't pull out 17:21. Very easy. Okay, here they are. So just go to this on Bible Hub. There you go. NASB, sure. 95, 1970. No problem. And look what it says. Goes out by prayer and fasting, prayer and fasting, prayer and fasting, prayer and fasting, prayer and fasting. There's one that says just by prayer. They even tried to hide the fasting part, but it's not in Matthew. What is the one that says it? Here you go. Except by prayer. Here's the other one. Watch. Mark, okay, tried to hide the prayer and the fasting part depending on what reference you go to. So let's go to Mark 9:29. Once again, trying to hide this stuff. By prayer. Look. Here is where they try to hide it again, but they're like, oh, we can't pull out another verse. They said it in Mark and Matthew. Vinny like has showed you guys if it's repeated in the scripture, it should be really important. You really should pay attention. Oh, it's another repeater. We can't. God will literally cut our freaking tongues out if we do. We're going to go to hell anyways. That's basically what they say. So here, but well, let's at least make them have to pay us for our pharmakia. Don't give them fasting so that they can heal themselves. Prayer and fasting. You see it? And what does this one say? What's missing? Something is missing. Oh, we're missing the fasting part. Oh, yeah, we don't like that. We like fat people. We love their temples to be fat. We love insulting God by putting him in temples that are fat in front of some of these gluttonous people that will accuse you of all your lustful thoughts, but, you know, they can sit there as a fat fuck right there at your dinner table and be like, rah, 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 rah. Eat the standard American diet. And, rah, 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 rah. Let me get fat. Let me make this temple insult God where he lives. Make God's home a messy place. Oh, you mad? You mad, bro? Cry about it. Oh, cry about it. Cry some more, fatty. Cry me a river, fatty. Cry some more, fatty. Prayer, prayer, prayer. Guess what? Oh, New King James. Cha-ching. You mad, bro? But back to that Matthew thing. You want to know why it's powerful? Jesus literally gives you an answer. He's like, you want to know why you couldn't heal that one? He said, he replied, because you have so little faith. Truly, I tell you, if you had the faith of a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it would move. Nothing would be impossible for you. That's with a mustard level of faith. Now, is a mustard seed large or small? Oh man, I know some of you guys have already... Some of you guys have... You're cheating because you've already heard my lesson on this before. But I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to ask it anyways. See who's been around. I don't get to talk about these things all the time. So, is a mustard seed small or large? Tell me in the chat. NASB, I forget if they removed it. I think they removed fasting. Yeah, this is why I stopped NASB, Chappie. Do you want to see why I say stop reading the NASB? Casey? A New American Standard Bible. Look. Look what you're missing, bro.
CDM on the one.
Huh. You're missing something. This one says prayer. This one says prayer and fasting. Huh. It's like NASB is on the naughty list, aren't they? Whoops. But it's so funny to me how people are so proud of their versions. I read the blah, 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 blah. I get chastised. Cry about it. Cry me a river, cry me a river, don't give a F. You can be as ignorant as you want, bro. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. All right. Man, I just bring the facts that hurt your feelings. That's how I roll. People think, oh, you get, yeah, but you get joy out of hurting people. No, actually, I don't. I don't. I genuinely feel sorry for most people. Like, I genuinely do. But the only way I know how to wake you up is to insult you, because I recognize this, that Jesus recognized too. The more you insult someone, the more they think about what you said. What? Oh man, you will have somebody insult you. Do you not sit there and you stew over that all day? You're like, oh, what can I say back? What can I say back? I'm going to go right on Trustpilot today. Ha ha ha. Man, I know it's effective. I know. I got it under your skin. And it's deep, and it just keeps boring a hole in you until you do something about it. Good. Good. I'm here to wreck your soul so it doesn't go to hell. Wake it up. So, everybody says it's so small, right? Tiny, tiny, tiny thing. Let's see. Is a mustard seed small? Okay, here we go. Google says, yes, a mustard seed is small, but not the smallest. Huh. Mustard seeds are about 2 millimeters in diameter. Okay. Comparison. Mustard seeds are larger than orchid seeds. How about that?
Double delta eam on the one.
So I always thought that was interesting. Wonder why Jesus didn't say orchid seed when he was saying that one. Huh. 0.5 millimeter for an orchid seed. Because everybody's like, small. It's the smallest. How many of you guys said smallest? I'm going to scroll up. Somebody had to said it. Edward said it's the smallest in the world. But let's give credit where credit is due. The mustard seed is often used in word literature as a metaphor for something small or insignificant. in Jesus' day, people would often say something was as small as a mustard seed to indicate that it was very small. Now, mind you, it is because of the time that Jesus lived in. It wasn't because Jesus was trying to say that it's the smallest. It's just back in their day, around Jesus' time, it was a common phrase. So he used it to tell the people because he talked in parables, right? Things that people understood. So when I'm out here talking to you guys in language, okay? Sorry, I spelled that wrong. Yeah. Earthly story with heavenly meaning. I'm preventing you bringing a hardball, bro. Yeah, well, you guys all watch rated R movies, don't you? Cry about it. How many of you guys have never watched a rated R movie? Get out of here. And all you men trying to pretend like you never watched a rated X movie, shut your mouth. Liar. You want to be a liar too? You want to go to hell for lying? Go for it. All right. So it was a common thing to say it was small, but this is the conundrum. I will postulate to you that the mustard seed that he was talking about here was not small. So let's do some relative comparisons in the same way that we would do relative. Man, I got a lot of relative code. And I don't mean related to each other. I'm not talking about relatives like your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about relative size. Relative size. For instance, for all you fat fucks that troll me in the comments, relative to your tiny PP, my PP is ginormous. You little tiny dick fat fuck. Okay, sorry about that. Or like, this cannot be gospel. Vinny cusses too much. All right, well, I'm going to apologize for that. I am here to make words of emphasis, and I hope you think about everything I say for your own good, by the way. I'll ask Jesus for forgiveness after I get off the live stream, okay? Hopefully I live till then. But regardless if he doesn't, I hope that he's over here laughing at least. He's getting a good laugh at this comedy show, but I'm about to dump some truth on you inside of this comedy show. Are you ready? I hope some of you guys are laughing and having a good time. But by the end, my goal is to have nobody have a good time and everybody feel chastised and everybody go home and do something about something. Okay? So here we go. This might be you. Is a mustard seed small? Well, according to Google, yes. Vinny says no. So let's talk about that though. But why? Let me say. Well, I don't necessarily disagree to the notion. I understand the notion, but I'm trying to say with what Jesus was referencing in his teachings about faith and its size and relative, when he's trying to compare it to faith. Faith of a mustard seed, right? Faith the size of a mustard seed. Faith equals power. What? Equals midichlorians. Help me out with this. I have no idea how to spell midichlorians, so all of the Star Wars fans, give me a break here for a second. I'm going to go with M-I-D-E-I chlor-E-Ns. I don't know. Midichlorians. What in the heck is he talking about? Well, those who are Star Wars nerds will know that some people are born with more or less, and then they have the potential to be a Jedi or not, right? Some people are gifted with more when they're born. Probably has to do with their parents and how much faith they had, aka faith, midichlorians, power levels, etc. How many midichlorians, faith, okay. You don't get it, go watch Star Wars and cry about it. Go learn some Star Wars lore, okay? The lore. What is lore? Oh man, there's so many things to learn. Anyhow, the more you learn, the more vexed you are, so don't worry about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just don't. Just get right with Jesus, okay? Get right with Jesus, because should just overwhelm you, the fact that, dude, you can't do it on your own. You can't do it on your own, so do it with Jesus, okay? Listen, Yeshua, go to him, all right? So midichlorians, faith power. You're born with X number of midichlorians, and this comes to the faith levels I talked about before. Are you a level 10? Are you a level 20? Are you a level 100? And it can go from there. Well, in order to get to one level, I will tell you what he said in those other passages, that the only way to reach this level of faith is by two things. What are they? Hopefully everybody's got it by now. There are two things required to have this level of faith. In order to level up to that level of faith, to be able to move mountains, to be able to heal the sick, to be able to heal what people, when they said that the girl who was healed from that one, a demon was cast out, and it was the epilepsy. They said it was the demon of epilepsy. She was healed from the epilepsy, but that the disciples could not pray it out of her, but they had prayed for other things before and things had left. But epilepsy is a high level. It's like this. A lot of diseases are at level 50. So if you and your friends can total up two people, like let's say that you're two 26s. So if you're level 26 and your friend is a 26 and you lay hands on that person, you can heal a person with a level 50 problem, right? Because that equals 52. So your power in faith is greater than the 50 that it would require to heal that situation. Maybe you're a 50 by yourself. This is why it says go to the elders, because the longer you're here on earth, the more faith you have. You hadn't learned that? Yes, faith is always cumulative and additive. You don't necessarily lose your faith. You ever heard that? You can't lose your faith. That's why you talk about elders in a church. Why do they say go to the elders if you want to be healed? Because they have higher faith levels. It's simply a matter of math at the end of the day. What? Shut up. Cry about it. Go cry about it to somebody else. I don't want to hear your problems. You don't believe me? Go read your Bible. All right, so level 50 is pretty common, but epilepsy was clearly like a level higher than that. Maybe it was a level 100. Well, he says that maybe it was 1,000 even, because if it was multiple disciples, and let's say that the disciples were level 100s, and there was 3 of them. Well, 3 times 100, they only got to level 300. They needed a level 1,000 to heal epilepsy. Well, Jesus is the ultimate, right? And Jesus is like the ultimate, he's the ultimate Jedi. Right? He was Neo from the Matrix, can control all things, bend time, space continuum, can bend the walls around you, etc. Okay, it's a whole other thing about Neo from the Matrix. Neo from the Matrix. That's a meme around that. Anyway, so your midi-chlorian count was the Star Wars reference, but faith is what God's talking about. This is why we all attach to Star Wars so much. We relate to it because it is the story of our lives, our existence, and the spiritual world around us that we know that we came from, but we forget because we're here in our physical bodies. So to get to 1,000, you got to have a bunch, which is why prayer rallies work. What? Yeah, but you got to get the... Did you know that there are people that can take away faith? There are people in the negatives. That's why Jesus told everybody to get out of the room and brought Peter, James, and John with him. Yes? He told everybody else to get out of the house. To bring somebody back from death? Maybe that's a level 5,000. Ooh, we're getting deep. Okay, so back to the seed thing. How do I know it's not small? Because how much... Well, let me go back any farther than that. How many... What level of faith is it required to heal the sniffles? Got the sniffles? Let me pray for you. Maybe a level 5. Broke your leg? Something physically totally jacked up? Maybe like level 1,000. Okay, I don't know. But my point is, somewhere in there, epilepsy was in there, and the whole lesson that Jesus taught there, he said, you guys didn't have enough faith to heal epilepsy? He's like, dude, epilepsy's like a level 500. That ain't even a hard one, bro. Come on, guys. Y'all could have done this one. Like, how long am I going to be with y'all? He says that afterwards. Like, how long am I going to be with y'all? Da, 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 da. But, so the disciples came to him in secret and said, Lord, why were we not able to heal that one? We've healed a lot of other people before. Can you tell us the secret? Why could we not heal the girl who was falling into fires, had epileptic seizures and stuff and fallen into the fire? Why could we not heal her? And he chastised them again. You of little faith. Y'all suck, is what he basically said. He said, this level of faith only goes out by what? 2 things. You know what they are because I have drilled it into you today. What are the 2 things? Says this level of faith only comes by prayer and fasting. So he's like, yeah, y'all haven't fasted and prayed enough. Oh. So then they began to understand and they fasted and prayed. And eventually, now you got Peter where he's like healing people. Like he got such level of faith. Like you could touch his jacket and people were getting healed. Right? Remember that? Prayer and fasting, now you have the faith level to heal epilepsy. But he said if you had the faith level of a mustard seed, you could move a mountain. Now, could the... how big is this level to move a mountain? They're like, well, it's small, Vinny. It must be like a level 10. No. No, this is the hidden thing. Are you ready for the hidden thing to be revealed to you now? All right, here you go. Need a blank slate for this one.
DCDMeme on the 1.
How many atoms are in a mustard seed? A lot or a little? A lot. Mole level. Okay, now mole, man, if you don't know what moles are, go to chemistry class. But let's just say this. It's millions, maybe trillions, millions, okay? Millions of atoms. Because you can visually see it. Can you see a mustard seed with your eyes? Yes, with your naked eye, which means it's big. Because there are tons of things that are microscopic that you cannot see. Do you understand? You can see a mustard seed, which means if you had enough faith that you had so many molecules, because if faith levels are particles, and you ever heard about the faith particle? Come on, folks, I'm bringing your science class to you, plus your news events that none of you guys listen to or read, I'm sure. You ever heard of the faith particle? It's like smaller than the cork, right? Like they're digging down. They get farther and farther down the hole. You're like, okay, we got atoms that all collect to each other. Then we got spinning, you know, we got the protons and neutrons, and we got these electrons floating around, you know, we know all this stuff. Zipping around this way. Okay. You know all that. But then what's inside of that? What's inside the neutron? They start digging inside of that. Digging and digging and digging. They get to the cork, right? Hopefully y'all had some kind of science or remember some of this from your high school lessons. All right, well, underneath the cork, you get the faith particles down in there. They're like, they call it the God particle. They're like, dude, this is crazy. Look, it works on things like when things are being looked at, when you can be affected by people praying in the room. What in the world? Yeah, the more you study science, the more you prove God, okay? At the end of the day. If you learn a little bit about science, you become an atheist. If you learn a lot about science, you come to God. Let that sink in one more time. If you learn a little bit of science, you become an atheist. You dig real deep and you learn a lot about science, and you realize there's a God, and you will switch your mind. So anybody who's an atheist, they're a fucking moron, okay? They know a little bit, and they're stupid. You get smart, you know there's a God. All right, we'll keep on. Here we go. Millions of faith particles in a mustard seed. So large that you can see it with the human naked eye. But the faith that it requires to heal the sniffles and whatnot is invisible. You don't see it. Hold out your hand and show the amount of faith particles that it requires to heal the sniffles. You can't see it. How about the faith particles to heal the common cold? I don't know. A COVID virus. I got the flu. We're going to call it COVID. Jab, 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 jab. Here, take this. You know, nothing. It doesn't take much at all. So if you want to move a mountain, so here we go. You want to move a mountain? I'm sorry, folks. That's not small. All you people, all you pastors, like, wake up. Vinny just wrecked you. I'm sorry. You want to move a mountain? No, it's not a level 100. No, it's not a level 1000. No, it's not a 10,000. No, it's not 100,000. It's a million. It's probably more than that. Probably getting closer when you're getting to 10 million. Probably more like 100 million. All right, and at this level, when you get this many atoms together, you're going to get to the point where you can finally see it. And if it's 2 millimeters long, according to the stats of a mustard seed sitting over here, that level of faith, if you can see it, on your screen, aka larger than a pixel, because right, I mean, that looks small, but is it relative to the pixels? How many pixels is this dot right here? How many pixels is that dot on your screen right now? I don't care. What if I zoom in? How many pixels? You can start to see the pixels if you zoom in with the microscope. All right, you see the pixels now? Can you see the pixel edges? Yes. So this dot, while it's small, is made of a ton of pixels. Do you understand that faith particles are pixels that you can't see? So if it is the size of a mustard seed and you can see it in your hand, do you understand that that is a massive amount of faith particles? Do you understand now that the mustard seed is gigantonormous? Do you get it now? Do you understand now why when Jesus said it, it was a hidden mystery that only those who diligently seek it will find it? To try to seek to understand will know it. This is the hidden message inside of the parable of to understand the mustard seed that no. So stop feeling bad, because a lot of the people use this all the time. Oh, I guess you didn't have the faith of a mustard seed because you couldn't heal that person. Dude, you don't need the faith of a mustard seed to heal a person. You need microscopic levels of faith to heal a person. But it might be more than a single person to get in a room, which is why it says get multiple elders to lay hands, pour oil on them. You know why? Because it's transfer. You know what oil is? It's carbons. You know what carbons are? Carbons are the things you're made of. Are you a carbon-based life form? You're like, well, why do I need to pour oil, Vinny? Why do I got to do oil? That's legalistic. No, you're stupid. You don't understand like God created it this way, dummy. He created science. It works like that. You're a carbon-based life form. You, Edward, you're carbon, bro. You want to heal yourself? Guess what you need? You need carbons to replace the broken ones. So oil equals what? Carbon chains. It's chains of carbon that are liquid that can cover an area. Oh my word. Are you guys figuring this out yet? You want to know why the Bible says you should put oil on yourself every day? How many people do it? No, I don't do oils, Vinny. I use oil of Olay. Oil of Olay is not oil. It's Olay, not oil. It's a lot of fun, but it ain't oil. You know why it matters? Because it ain't oil. The Bible tells you to do oil. The world tells you to do, oh no, put on this moisturizer, put on this cream. You're like, I don't know why I look old as fuck. I don't know why I'm fat. I don't know why I'm... The Bible says, anoint yourself with oil. How many of you guys do that? Do you? You don't? Oh, well. That's why you look the way you do. Why I look the way I do. Oops. Foster Scott's the one. I do all this stuff. Bro, I'm like, bro, I do sets of 40 and I'm done. And I still look better than you. What? Oh, because I do it God's way, and you keep doing it man's way. You try hard. I do it God's way, and his way's better. Oh, you haven't figured that out yet? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Look what happens when you fast for 72 hours. Kicks off the stem cells to go and repair. But what does it need to repair with? Carbons. Anyhow, are you figuring it out yet? Are you figuring it out yet? I hope so. How long have we been out here? Too long. 3 hours. Thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchman, Moscow, Curtis, G, and Eddie B. I'll catch you guys this afternoon. See ya. Art team, go ahead and show them how to do this trading thing, will you? Cool story, bro.
The old adage where, you know, the individual investor doesn't have a chance because the institutional investor has better technology, better information, and, you know, more money and better opportunity, I don't think it's real anymore. I think the edge is on the individual investor because they're small, they're nimble, they can trade, they can use they have better front-end technology.
Don't waste your time. Leave the technical analysis to us. You just play the game.
Forex is littered with crooks, black hat guys, all this kind of shifty characters and companies
Double
trying to
delving
extract
on the
money
board.
from your pocket and stick it into theirs. And one of the things that they do is operate these Forex signals.
Delta 5 loading. Long. Look for long. Harmonic pattern. Pick up. Down on freeze. Order filled. Target filled.